What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Collector's Outpost. I am John. So today we're taking a look at the Micro Galaxy Squadron Ahsoka Tano T-6 ship. Collecting these guys have become another really bad habit of mine. Seems like every time I go to Target, I'm looking for another Star Wars ship. And this ship is pretty badass. Now, I was watching an episode on Adam Savage, the Tested YouTube channel he has, and he actually got together with the makers of the actual ship miniature that they use in a lot of the shots. And when I came across this in Target, there was just no way I could pass this by. So before we dig into this, if you are new here, thank you so much for stopping by. Please drop down, hit that like, subscribe, and notification button for upcoming videos. I have a lot of lightsabers and figures and apparently ships nowadays. And if you're a returning viewer, thanks so much for stopping by again. Let's get into this unboxing and check this thing out. So I'll just give you a quick spin so you can see everything 360 wise. On the back we have all of the details on what opens. We have the cockpit over here, we have the door that comes down, the ramp, everything. This whole ship actually does spin too, so that is going to be really awesome to see this in two different modes. We have the landing mode and then we have the flight mode. And then a whole top piece over here comes off to reveal the whole center of the ship. And I can't wait to see that. These Micro Galaxy Squadrons are fast becoming my favorite things to collect these days. Let me show you this. Pretty cool. Now, when you're digging through this, you'll notice that the other wing is actually at the bottom of the box right there. So you have to pull everything out and dig out the bottom half. And it looks like this just clicks right in. Okay. So what you're going to want to do is turn the ship a little bit, just enough to get your fingers in here, right? And you're going to kind of grab the top and really push down. And that seems to have locked it in. Now, unfortunately, the little gun section over here really got bent up in shipping, so I'm going to have to heat this up with a hairdryer and kind of straighten this stuff out. This happens a lot with shipping. So this comes with a little mini Sabine, a mini Ahsoka, and Huyang, which is really awesome. Let's dig these guys out and give you a close-up so you can see what they look like. All right, here we got Huyang, and my goodness, these things are just so tiny. I don't even understand how they can get any of these details on these little micro people. So I'm actually trying to see this on the screen here on some of the details because it's just so small I can't see it. All right, here's Ahsoka. Some nice detail all around. Pretty good paintwork too. And there's not loads of articulation in this. The arms do go up and down together, and you can seat them so you can place them in the ship. Now this Sabine is pretty sick. There looks like there's a ton of detail. I'm having a little hard time seeing it, without glasses on. So I am trying to use the monitor over here to check it out, but I'm not gonna really see a lot of detail until I actually get it into editing and I can see it on the screen. But just the way it looks, I mean, we've got the shoulders are painted. We've got a couple of different color variations on the chest and the armor over here. I think I can see some pretty decent paint work on the helmet there. And then there's this tiny little piece here. It has a little nub at the top right there. It looks like this possibly is bent legs, if you could see. It's so small I can barely see it. So they do pack a lot of detail in something so tiny. All right, let's dig on into the ship a little bit. Right on the bottom, we do have some landing gear on each side. So that way you can place this like that if you want to display it like this. But for me, I'm going to try to figure out how to turn this and display it on its side as if it's flying. I don't know how I'm going to do that or where I'm going to put it, but we'll figure that out when we get there. All right, now on the front here, the cockpit does open. You do have these two little like grippy things here, but I do recommend kind of gripping that and putting your nail right in there and cranking it open like that. Got some really great details there in the cockpit. We could see 4 seats. We have the door that goes into the back area of the ship. We even have some details right on the dashboard there. So that's really cool. And we will pop Huyang and Ahsoka in there. And I think this the back gun section over here also opens. And I think I'm gonna pop Sabine in there. In the back gun section, it does pop open from the side here. If I can get it. Right. And again, we have some nice detail in there, and I'm going to put Sabine in there. Now the door is just a little tight, but it does go up and down. It's very, very tight though, so I want to recommend being careful when you move this up and down. It doesn't seem to go side to side, it's just up and down. But it's quite tight, I have to say. So I would say just kind of get it in one position and just leave it, because this is way tighter than I would like that to be. I feel like I'm gonna break it. Now this whole section does come up, so you want to grab it from here and you can pop this whole section out. Now, everything is like so tight that no matter what I touch, I feel like I'm gonna yank it too hard and break it. So you can see the outline of where everything opens. I'm kind of putting my nail in there and kind of wedging it open a little bit. There we go. And there you can see some of it looks like some ceiling piping and some plumbing, and there's a black wash on it just to make all the details stand out. And taking a visit on the inside, there's actually some great detail there. We have the cockpit door over there. We have that the whole round table section. I do wish there was a little bit of color or something kind of painted in there just to make things stand out, but there is a black wash just to make some of the details stand out a little bit. I feel like I need a lighting kit to kind of just bring the whole interior alive. Now you can see little doors over here, and that door does come to this little ramp section here. Like, they really have a ton of detail throughout this ship. I think it's one of the reasons why I've been kind of really gravitating towards these micro squadrons. And even if you go like this, doors on the side open, really crazy. It's just a crazy amount of detail. And same thing around the other side, you have a little window there and the door that does swing open. Always remember before you do anything, close everything back up, because this section does spin around and you don't want to break anything. So let's close that stuff back up, bring that ramp. And I love that they put some blue paint in here to kind of just emulate the ship kind of being on and flying through space a little bit. But I do wish there was some heat staining on here, which I may just do myself, and a little bit of purples and blues and maybe a little red and stuff on that, just to add a little bit more detail to those pieces there. And as far as the weathering, I mean, there's a black wash over it. Not too much detail going on. I do wish there was a little bit more dirt and grime in the corners, but maybe I'll just take that on as a project for myself. So I think I'll actually refer to that Adam Savage show. I'll put a link to that episode actually down below if you want to check it out, because the ship is so cool. I do wish it just had a little bit more grime in some of the corners. I feel like it's just a little gloppy, kind of just random stuff rather than really kind of hitting some of the corners. And look at the detailed model that they have on that show and see if there's anything else that I can kind of pull out for detail. And the awesome thing about this is that when this ship takes off, this does turn, which is great. It's on some kind of like gearing system, so it does kind of click and lock in. So, the fins aren't just gonna flip over on you. So that's great. The only thing is, I don't see any sort of stand, so I am gonna have to try to figure out how to display this. Let me just double check the box. No, there's no kind of stand or anything in here. Yeah, that is unfortunate, because I do want to display this in flight mode, basically. When it's laying down, it's gonna take up a lot of space. So let's measure this really quick. All right, so we're gonna go from the edge of the fin to the edge of the fin. And we're looking at 12.5 inches. And we're looking at about, a little hard to say, about 10 inches from front to back. And standing up, about 4 inches standing up. So yeah, 12.5-ish inches this way or so in the display. It's gonna take up a lot of real estate. But if you could slot it in this way, it's not gonna take up like anything. So definitely I'm gonna have to figure out how to, get a display, some type of stand, I guess, that maybe grabs at the bottom here. I might even have to make something, I don't even know. But I definitely wanna put it up in flight mode. And here's a quick side-by-side in case you have any of these two. Now, unfortunately, I did film this one and my stupid face kind of deleted the video. So, but this thing is awesome too. It opens up, wings spread out to the back there. But this is a great ship to also grab too. Again, another Target find. This thing is beautiful. I really like it. I might, again, just add a little bit of extra weathering on it just to bring some of the details out. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. And when you're down there, don't forget to help support the channel and hit the like, subscribe, and notification button. All right, I'll see you all on the next video. Be safe and kind out there in the world. See ya.